Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. You know, I was doing some digging and some thinking on this time. Look at the time carefully before it changed because it's seconds before it changed. I love this time. It is a magical time. If you remember what I tell you about time, how it's actually the zero is a visible three. So that's 8, 9, which 9 equals 3, which 3 equals 11, which now would equal. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing, man. Like, time is like beautiful. I had to give time a shout out. And so here we are. Whoever created time, I guess is God. Whoever did it. It's just, oh my God. Like this is, I don't know. Look, hear me out religious wise. I don't know if God breed is like human. Think about it. It could be factual because Jesus came down. So maybe this great being breed, you know, came down. If he has the power to create 7 days a week or however, like think about it. Like, what else is lurking there? Like, they could probably shapeshift. Maybe the gap that went dark when they stopped talking about Jesus' descendants. Maybe that gap, I don't know, something. What would you do if you had that kind of power? You just gonna let someone kill you? They just gonna let Jesus die after what they saw? Some of these people, I think about it. I run it through my mind all the time because I'm curious to know about the gaps. And it's like, wow, it went blank for like thousands of years. And then all of a sudden, Trump, his descendants, populated with the Christ name. And seeing as though his intelligence is minimum to mine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. His intelligence is brilliant and wise and courageous. And seeing as though this man is not a dummy. I can see if he was living low income, super low income, talk about I want to be president. He'd be like, yeah, little Trump, we know you want to be president. So think about it for a second. If someone with that's 80, just as I was speaking about 950 and 3 8 instead of 9 8, which equals 11 ultimately with that brilliance. That's what meant very sentimental. A 80-year-old that don't shut the people out. You could have just took your money and coached somebody to run this race and did the game. Right? I'm not a dumb black girl. Right? You could have easily did that and did it meticulously to fit your taste and pleasure as a Republican. You didn't have to put yourself on Front Street. You still could have gained money on the outside. It was no thing to you. Either way, possibly. That's a possibility. But you said, fuck it. I'm running Republican. And they booed you. They fucking booed you. Your own friends turned and just got furious because they never thought of it. Some of them. Or they didn't think for years, even though you dabbled and played around with it, you never quite said it. And you just did it. Be thankful. Be thankful that, and you are, I see it, that you have her, because that's a hard thing to do, to be shunned like you were. And not just your personal life. It gets questionable, but your outside life with the public and what you don't see. How do you, a man, get the whole world turned upside down from what it once was? And that is what I have to say about that. Because I got a 30-minute show. Or technically 25 minutes. So, yeah. So, let's see. We're going to speak from the script. It'll make it sound more funnier. Yo, you guys. I didn't put yo, but I like to put yo because I think it's cute. Because it can mean anything. Yo, your foot is on fire. Yo, I don't like the taste of that. Yo, what's up? It could mean anything. And that's why I like Ebonics too sometimes. But let's tune it down a notch, Kim, to the channel of business. Hold on, y'all. I'm almost there. Okay. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Kimberly Cloud Show, LLC. It's been a rough 3 months. I'm not gonna lie. And I wrote all of this, and Grok did amazing and phenomenon. If I can think of a word beyond phenomenon, I'll be like, he did it. Because it's like he sat up there and he did word for word of everything I said. So, between starting college and juggling all my other obligations, things has been intense. But here's the beautiful part. Those obligations are now complementing and enhancing each other. Good. Good. So, the obligations that I'm talking about is my outside daily personal business. And I bring my personal business to you guys. And I want y'all to know what is actually going on. So here we go. I'm leveling up across the board. And with the monetary side of moving, this is what's to come. First and foremost, the case. Kimberly Cloud versus Y Unified. If I have to go searching around for Y Unified bank account, because I thought about doing it at first, and then I said to Grok, Grok, is it a fireproof way that I can go around this by getting my money without getting burnt and having to pay more money into finding and tracking them down? And basically, it goes like this. My first option that I was going to do, but then I started investigating because I don't know nothing about the courts. I don't know nothing. I just know what I know. And so if you go investigating, like documentation and investigating and talking to Grok, Grok will tell you that it's a possibility you might lose money if you just go gun ho trying to attack one account that you paid them with. If you paid them with an account, I tracked that account down that they took my money from. And I got their account somewhere and I could get it again. So it's not an emergency. But think about that for a second. Get in their account I got their bank, but I have multiple banks. This is a business that has taken fifties of thousands of dollars from people and left them bone dry. They have no idea what to do. And it's no way I'm going to sit up there and try to not. I would take a high risk with what I'm about to do, which is let them go to jail. I can live without my $10,000. But I know one of y'all going to jail, and y'all not going to keep from going to jail until you give up your bank account information. I don't want it for my malicious purposes. What's the law is what's the law. You took $13,000 from me. I trusted your company. You fucked me over. The law is what's the law. Run me my money. Seattle didn't even want to deal with you no more. Not that they didn't want to deal with me. They didn't want to deal with you. You went AWOL the last 2 months. And that's why I knew what you were going to do. I will call the Florida court tomorrow and get directed on how to proceed. Tomorrow, I will ask them, and if they don't give me advice, I'll ask Grok again. I'll keep searching for advice because I don't know what to do. I will go to legal aid or call legal aid. But if you make me have to go down there or over there, it's not going to be pretty for you. And it's not a violent thing. This isn't a metaphor. It is factual. If I have to fly down there, it's for $10,000, I'll fly down there. I ain't going to your office. I don't even want to see what crummy, sick, twisted office you got. You better be careful though, because people might sit up there and start tracking you down while unified. But it ain't me. I'll track you down through the law. Now, moving on. Tomorrow, UMGC. Even though I went through stuff with UMGC, what it is what it is. This is professional. This is on a whole different level. Like, that was my Social Security money. Like, how mad do you think and pissed off you think when you get a big chunk of money from your Social Security and it's like, boom, you put money into a business to grow and they suck you dry. It's not pretty. That's an emotional thing. You can see it, you can feel it. I want them to feel how mad I am. That's the only way for you to understand what you are putting me through. Unnecessary bullshit. Waste of my time. Either way it go, I could be doing something from CTU. Either way it go, this is professional. This is more equal but not equal, fair but not fair type of thing that was politically motivated. I'm not going to sit up there and do the same emotional stance I did. Even though it's more money I'm looking for, it's not money I'm seeking. If they don't comply by what I need and make a mediation that is reasonable and not unreasonable, I will try to take it up a notch. I just want what's fair. I either want my money still restored back to my GI Bill and my grades with the 2-year suspension not taken away. I say that's fair because y'all want to do what y'all, but it wasn't fair. But I say you can keep that because that's an option that gives me more than enough time to go through plenty of schools until if I feel like it, getting my last class for my degree. That's appropriate. Option 2, you keep the suspension, give me my money back, give me my stuff back. Everything goes back to me. The grades, the school. One option is the school and no grades, or the grades and the school, or both. However, if I can't get any of those are my main goals. I'm telling you my main objectives. I am not gonna lose with nothing in my pocket, or nothing in my pocket educationally wise, because you made me waste my time, and then you want me to wait like you my boyfriend or something. You want me to wait for 2 years for you. Women don't wait 2 years without sex. What are you talking about? So, it's crazy, but I just want to keep it professional. I won't say that in court, but I just want y'all to know that's how I feel. Like, it's just unreasonable, and like, that's unreasonable. Or I'm going to sue you for $2 million, and I'm sending y'all the paperwork. I'm sending y'all the paperwork. I want you all to know that when I do this, I'm going to keep my composure. You can take my tapes all you want and say I was a lit fuse. You can paint me as this villain. But no, that's just like a guy or a woman going up to the opposite party, telling them their sob story, giving no action about what they really want to do. Why did I have that reaction? I always ask, why did they have that reaction? Oh, she tried to run me over with her car. Why did she run you over? Never talked about never took ownership. And that's why I know what it's like to be around actionable people. Don't tell me that I was just being belligerent for no fucking reason, when it was you guys nitpicking. I went a whole month without my professor talking to me. That is unreasonable. And I got the receipts. And in addition to that, I will seek out more receipts and add it to the Boise courthouse. Moving on to something more better. I got two, for the record, I got 2 A's, a B, and a fucking F, or withdraw. How does that happen? What happened to little Kimmy that all of a sudden her grades decline. On the publicity and branding side, this week I'm deciding which magazine route to activate again. I'm being very careful and strategic so I can extend my investment time and productivity through smart promotions. I definitely said that. I'll be reaching out to Brain Magazine for even more exposure. I'm pretty sure they went up a little bit. It was like 120 when I was doing it, but I had to pay for a whole year full price. Now, if it comes to paying for, I will wait on that. But if they allow me, because I had to prove, you remember what I said in my script about a respect thing? What happened was I didn't know them, they didn't know me. And I've known them for almost 5 years. What happened was they didn't know me, I didn't know them, and they all the way in the UK. How the fuck they gonna know who I am? And I sat up there and I was getting exposure, but I wasn't being able to post my pictures like I wanted. So I took a stand. I sat up there and I stopped paying them and I got my money back. And that's what I do. If I don't like the product I'm getting my money back. And they cut it off. And I was fine with that. But then when I came back, they was like, and it was fair. Look, we don't trust you like that because you sat up there and you had a contract with us, and now you're doing this. So pay in advance, and I paid for a whole year in advance. And I was very happy about that. I was very, very happy about that. It was a good investment. And hopefully they let me do $160 a month without having to pay for it in advancement, because I got other stuff like I'm trying to pay down my credit. The more money, the more problems, and I'm trying to pay down my credit and down stuff. And then another thing I didn't add in here, I'm dibbling dabbling in the stock. I'm just going to see one. I'm going to choose 5 stocks and I'll categorize them. One high risk stock, I won't say the amount, but a high risk inspiring stock, and study that. Which I mean by high risk inspiring is that it's high risk, but it can go up. It's going up during the Trump era. It's a big tech stock. And I will invest in that for the boom and then cash out, wait, and then cash back in and just hold it. But and then that's one stock. And then the other four minor. Ford. Ford has went up. I remember, look, I remember when little Ford was $14. Now it's like $24. And I'm like, woohoo, I'm glad I have. And if you don't know, I'm talking about Henry Ford. I'm talking about Ford. I had a Ford. We all probably had a Ford once in our life. But Ford and Comcast is okay. If it's high risk stupidity, no, I don't want to do it. But maybe some small and inspiring big tech companies with a risk that they're moving in the right direction. I don't want to do it when they're moving in the right direction because Trump. I want to do it because they're moving in the right direction for the future, so I can learn how to start cashing out of my investments and then redoing it. And, taking the money I earned, but then, I just, yeah. So then, um, you can tell when, stocks is kind of like a high risk relationship. If you know about what makes the stock tick, I mean, you hear an old man talk and people ignore him and then they don't like him. He's cute. He's talkable. He's enjoyable to hear him talk. Like seriously, you hear someone talk and you ignore him. He talk about the stocks all the time. Now, if he's saying hamburgers are on Mars and bright red planets is the Grammy Awards, then I would be like, okay, maybe I'll learn to understand it a little bit if you can break it down for me what key words you're trying to say. But he's not saying that. I also connect with Marquise Who's Who for some clean professional coverage. Nothing flashy, just simple magazine style publicity done right. And yes, I'm eyeing for that Charlotte Observer um flashy site, McClatchy site. It's getting I need to I'm almost finished. So Marquise Who's Who, thank you so much. You know I had to go because I know when I read, that's why I like to internalize what I say. I'm almost finished. Marquise Hulu, thank you. How can I not? How can I just roll right past you? Steamroll right past y'all. Thank you so much for the publicity. Like, seriously. Thank you, ladies, and God bless you all in that cramp, probably business. It may be big, it may be small. I just imagine it to be cramped in there. You know, I could be right. Based on the call how I get through and who I get through to all the time. The Charlotte Observer. Why I chose the Charlotte Observer? Because I was raised in Charlotte. I was born in DC, raised in Charlotte, and raised in DC. That's how that went down. And I always used to observe the Charlotte Observer as a child, and I went to Charlotte Mecklenburg Public Library downtown. I I grew up with the computers playing word munchers and all of that great stuff because of Charlotte. So it all kind of starts with the Charlotte Observer. And I went there and I didn't hear a shit. I started looking around. This was almost 3 years plus or probably less ago. I seen something that caught my eye. What McClatchy site? And I was like, wow, the McClatchy site. What is this? And I looked at it and I was like, hold up, let me try my luck. So at first, when I went through it, I went through every system almost in there. And I started learning how much it takes for how length it will take to advertise. And I said I never wanted to do it right now because I'm like, the price, the price is a car note. I'll have to admit. I'm only being honest. But is it worth the investment? For 1 month, not a week, I'm debating. It's up in the air. I played around in the system. It's easy to manage and maintain. They even can promote your Facebook business, but I haven't got to that point yet. But yeah, so yeah, that I'll try off the boom. And if the boom works with the demographics and everything, I'm not looking for leads as in a call back. I'm looking for viewers, followers. I'm good with the leads on my end, but I'm looking for potential leads. If it happen to be, I'm not sweating the lead. Like that's how I am. If you don't want to do a production or work with me, much respect to you. Move on. That's how I feel. Just don't play with my time. That's all I have to say. And I'm not going to play with yours. That's how I feel about overall holistic view of my interviews. And y'all can't get mad at that. Yeah, that is a fair statement because it's been played with before. It's actually by fact, FACT, been played with yesterday prior to my friend coming over. Playing around with people's time is wrong. So no radio yet, but it's coming. But I want to let you ladies know, if I come and I see you and I compliment you, I miss it. I move the fuck on. If I make a compliment, whether it's on your beauty, whether it's on your whatever it's on, I mean it. I don't want, sometimes you don't even have to compliment me, but if you do, more power, that shows your faith. That shows who you truly are if you got the guts to compliment me back. But respect is earned. And just as y'all been ingraded in Boise for almost years, decades, I can't just come here demanding shit. It has to be earned. So I'm gonna do my due diligence. And if you don't like me, oh well. If you like me and you want to learn more about me, then fine. But I have to earn your respect and you have to earn my respect. It's equal. It's no 60-40, 70-30. In a scale, it kind of is because I have to wait for you to respect me, for me to respect you back. Sometimes I throw the first blow because I want you to know that I respect you and I mean it. And that's how I feel. Take care, y'all.